All right, real quick, I had this thought that I really wanted to share. As we are born, our soul is incarnated into this body that you are in right now, in this existence, in this lifetime, right? You are somebody. Like, you have an identity in that sense, right? And it's not something that you choose, but it's something that's so truly yours that feels so good when it gets out, when you actually show up as that person. You know, it's like living in your purpose, some people might call it, or, you know, that's usually when you listen to your intuition and it's guiding you that way. It's usually guiding you on a path of authenticity, right? Of just being yourself, right? And that's always been the most impactful to me when I see somebody out there who just doesn't give a shit, right? And the difference right now, my thought that I had was, well, everybody has a different type of personality. So this looks different for everyone. So the most triggering part was usually the people out there who are pretty extreme, because for me, I feel like if you know what's going on in my mind, like my plans, like the way I move, I'm just that different, that I would appear as a really extreme type of personality to a lot of people. And that obviously splits the masses, because it's like, well, if I'm too much for you, I might not be for you, right? So I feel like if you have that type of personality, I was thinking to me, like, I'm not trying to play any game or anything like that. I just want to be myself, right? And if that means that, showing up like that, this is all I want. I will give everything away that I have in order to be that person. So I was thinking, there's people out there who can authentically be themselves, and they are just not extreme. They are just in their, let's say, that little bubble of authenticity that you got, that is really yours. That's like your personality truly, like that's truly yours. This is how kind of your soul breathes through your body, almost like that. So this looks so different for everyone, and this is why it's so beautiful. Diversity is so beautiful in the sense of, like, everyone is different, and I can literally appreciate it so much when somebody's so different from myself, but they show up as themselves. They are like expressive and bold and loud and just living in their purpose. They don't give a shit. Like, this is what I appreciate. I might not have anything in common with that person, but if they show up like that, that's really all I want. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see no performance. I don't want to see no games. I don't want to see no fake type of confidence. I don't want to see people shaming others for being cringe, for whatever. Because what? Yeah. And so the main thought was that I want to share. Everybody has a different type of bubble like that. Everybody has a different type of personality thing. Like, if you are authentically yourself, it is going to look different for everyone. Now, if you have a really extreme type personality type, and I'm not even saying this in any bad way, but I feel like I definitely align with the Grace Jones type. Like, when Dochi said that she compared the birth chart to Grace Jones, and then I got the book, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, this is really it. I completely align. I did not compare my chart, but hey, it might be somewhat, it might be linked like that. So I just align like that, right? So I feel like there's some people you deeply resonate with on that type of level, and it's just so beautiful. But it's like, also, you are aware that you are probably being a little bit more controversial, being a little bit more not for everyone, because you are not for everyone. But, that also means that if you show up like that, anybody that is in your life right now, who is just there because you haven't been really, you haven't been showing up as in having this really bold opinion, as in being yourself truly, and just also expressing that outwardly. Because the problem I have is, like, if this is how you think, this is what you are, you should also be able to express that, like, on the outside. Otherwise, I just feel like a fake person. Like, this is how I used to feel for most of my life, because I couldn't really take it off, right? So I'm like, yeah, I definitely choose to take it all off if I can, and I would rather lose anyone because that's not for me anyway, right? And the more extreme your personality type, let's call it like that, this is not the word, you know what I'm talking about. The person that you are authentically, right? The more extreme this differs from what society deems as acceptable, deems as normal, deems as, okay, you are just right, you are just nice and kind, and you are never speaking up, you are aligned with what we do. Like, you are basically walking in footprints that have been created. You might be a mask, a shell, you might feel like you're not yourself, but hey, the more closer to this you are, the less you're going to split the masses, the less you're going to have people, you know, completely want to destroy you. But if your authentic self is that much different from what society deems acceptable, you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to be strong enough to actually deal with that. But I feel like there's nothing more beautiful than being yourself. And even though she said that in some videos, I keep drawing parallels. But come on, like, what are we doing here? This is just how much I resonate with her message. And so many do. And I think she's a great example because so many resonate. I can already, you know, I already know before looking into the comments of whatever she does is like love. I'm sure there's lots of hate. But hey, the love is usually killing the haters. That's what I mean. She's definitely splitting in that sense because there's always people who got a lot to say because they cannot show up like that. It's like they are just so unhappy, and that's why everything is triggering. And we all been there at one point or another where everything was triggering because what triggered me the most? People who showed up so authentically. And this might not always have been them speaking the truth, but for me it was a trigger because I'm like, wait, you just said all this out and you don't really give a shit. I could never do it like that, but this is actually how I feel like I should be, acting. And that's always what was triggering me. And now sometimes these people have also built an identity, right? They're not this strong, whatever. They just act like that. So I feel like that's a great example of a karmic relationship type of thing where you're like, wait, you triggered the fuck out of me, but why is that? Because I can't show up like that. Because I've been holding back. Because I've been kind of like masking my whole personality, everything I'm actually about, just to blend in. Like, it's gotten more than obvious that I don't want to blend into this society at all. Like, what is going on? Like, I don't want to be a part of this. No, I don't. I just want to be a part of spreading love and spreading real shit and just all that, nothing else, okay? So, and I think that also reflects in numbers, as in losing a lot of followers. If you have been posting, for example, and you have gotten an audience, but you never felt like yourself, right? And you see this all the time where people suddenly, like, as they grow more confident in creating their art, they suddenly show up different. And people say like, oh, you changed. They changed. They didn't change. They found themselves, right? And when you really know, like when you actually are watching them, like you know what they're about, you actually follow them like that, you actually click like that with them, you will kind of appreciate that they are doing this for themselves. It's also really a strong move because, as I said, you might have some people, and this has happened to me too, where it's like, yo, you always text me how great my videos are, and suddenly you unfollow me, suddenly you don't like me no more. I'm like, yeah. It's not like I cared in the first place. You were approaching me, you were like supporting me, but apparently I guess not. And this has happened a couple times where I'm like, it's definitely true that, there's so much beauty in just showing up as yourself. And if you can walk that path, it only leads to the better. And it doesn't matter how the metrics change. They might be going down. Everybody might be, like you split, like even the family you got, they basically, you could split them. Like some of them are not gonna be around no more because there is no more space to entertain any type of relationship, any type of person around you that doesn't align. And like I said, it's like I truly love to be around somebody who just is walking authentically, sorry if I ever say wrong, well, it's just like that. It's just being real like that. And, you know, I might not agree with everything they say. I might not agree with many things that they're about. But that's exactly the case, you know. As long as they got their, you know, moral compass intact, they know what's righteous, let them be. And I think that's so attractive. That makes you so magnetic if you show up like that. They might have a complete different interest from me, but I still fuck with this much, much more than somebody who will apparently have the same interests as me, but they're just like really trying to please people, and this energy of people pleasing, I cannot take no more. Like, no, it's like once you have kicked it out, you become it's not happy. You become repellent, like you cannot deal with that. So what I'm saying is that whoever you are, it depends on the circle you surround yourself with, the place you live in, the place you grew up in, right? All of this comes into play a lot. And yeah, if you're a woman too, that also comes into play. Like a lot of things, right? We always pretend to be so woke. It's so woke. No real side. We pretend to be so emancipated. There's a lot of pretending going on. That's all I'll say. Anyway, I think it's really that much of a difference. And I was just thinking to myself, well, if this is who I am, I really gotta let myself be that person. I always knew that it was gonna be really extreme because I knew I felt so different. Of course I am like that. I cannot change that. I can either choose to authentically be myself or not to. But not to would mean I have to hold back and not really. So I would rather be that person. I would rather make you cringe the fuck when you see whatever I'm doing, because I don't even know what I'm doing. Like sometimes I do things that are cringe, yes, but that's me. So I want to be that person. Yes, I want to be that version of me. Yes, it's always a yes for me. Be in the yes business, always. End of the day, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just here to mirror back that you can also show up authentically. And no, it wasn't easy like that, but that's really the only thing I want to do. So yeah, if I upset you in any way, that was meant to happen maybe. Like that's what I mean. And I'm working on myself. Like I'm really big on, you know, being a good friend. This is completely out the way. Like I said, if your moral compass is intact, like really, come on. This is not what we're talking about. That's out there. It's like, so the best takeaway of this video is that it might take a bit more for you to show up as you are, like authentically as yourself. It might just, you know, not be as easy as it is for other people because you cannot change who you are. And if this version of you that you truly are becoming, that you truly want to be because you are, is so far apart from the image of what you see outside, like, you know, from your circle of friends, from your family, from the society you are living in. If it is really not blending in that well, you have that choice. You can choose to blend in and stay there, or you can choose to never blend in and actually become him, become her, become that person, that version that you want to be, and transcend into your highest timeline. And that's what I would choose. I mean, I think that's a good approach. It might just be really, really different, but I'm cool with that because I really don't want to be anything else. And I am mostly excited about the people coming into my life. There's always, your crowd of people will always find you. You always think, damn, I lose everyone, then I'm alone. No, there's people out there who actually align with that version of you. Imagine that. Imagine you could be so authentically yourself that you will find your people that also like are kind of vibing on the same frequency, because this is how you'll find your people, right? Your vibes like that, their vibes like that. It's like an energetic match, Like this is how you find those people. There's beauty on the other side of fear. Truly. Enjoy your day. Thank you for listening.